A caregiver named Anna stepped out of her car, smoothing her uniform before walking up to the enormous estate. It was her first day working for the Harrisons, a well-known and wealthy family. The grand mansion loomed over the hillside, but it seemed strangely quiet. Anna had been hired to care for a young boy, Max, who had been in a vegetative state for months. As she rang the doorbell, it was opened by a tired woman, her face lined with worry. "You must be Anna. Come in," said Emily Harrison, her voice drained of emotion. Anna followed her through the grand entrance hall. The house was elegant, but there was a heaviness in the air. Emily led her upstairs to a dimly lit room where a young boy lay motionless on a bed. "This is Max, my son. He hasn't moved in 8 months since the accident," Emily said, her voice cracking. Anna approached the bed, looking at Max's pale face, his chest barely rising with each shallow breath. Machines surrounded him, keeping him alive. The pain in the room was palpable, with both Emily and her husband, David, distant, weighed down by grief. Max had once been a vibrant child, always running through the gardens and playing music with his father on Sunday afternoons. But since the car accident, everything had changed. Emily had been driving that day and a truck had lost control, slamming into them. She couldn't even look at Max without being overwhelmed by guilt. Tears welled up in Emily's eyes and she looked away. I can't do this," she whispered, leaving the room abruptly. Alone with Max, Anna checked his vitals and gently spoke to him. "Hi, Max. My name is Anna and I'll be taking care of you. We're going to be good friends." Over the days, Anna established a routine. Beyond medical care, she spoke to Max, told him stories, and even sang softly to him. Emily and David rarely visited their son. The house, once full of joy, felt like a cold, distant place, with the couple barely acknowledging each other. One afternoon, while Anna was changing the bed sheets, she overheard an argument downstairs. David's voice was strained. "It's been 8 months, Emily. We need to face reality. Don't you dare," Emily shouted. "He's our son. I won't give up on him." The argument ended with the door slamming. Anna looked at Max's peaceful face and thought of her own brother, who had passed away years ago. The pain of losing him had never left her, and she felt connected to Max's situation in a way she hadn't expected. A few weeks later, Anna found Emily in the kitchen, staring blankly at a cup of cold coffee. "Mrs. Harrison," Anna said hesitantly, "can we talk?" Emily looked up, exhaustion etched in her face. "What is it?" she asked. "It's about Max. I believe he can still feel your presence, your love. He needs you and Mr. Harrison to be with him." Emily's eyes filled with tears. "I can't. Every time I look at him, all I see is what I did." Anna gently placed a hand on Emily's. "It wasn't your fault. What he needs right now is your love, not your guilt." Emily broke down, years of pain and regret pouring out. Anna comforted her until finally, David walked into the kitchen. Seeing his wife in tears, he rushed to her side. "What's going on?" he asked, concerned. Anna spoke up. "It's time you both visit Max together." David hesitated, but Emily nodded through her tears. Together, they made their way upstairs, standing at Max's bedside for the first time in months. Emily's hands trembled as she touched her son's face. "Max, sweetheart, we're here," she whispered, her voice shaking. David, on the other side of the bed, struggled to keep his composure. "Hey, buddy. We miss you." Anna stood back, watching as the walls between them began to crumble. The following weeks brought subtle changes to the Harrison household. Emily and David started visiting Max every day, sometimes together, sometimes separately. At Anna's encouragement, they began talking to their son, sharing memories and stories from happier times. One afternoon, while cleaning the room, Anna noticed a dusty guitar tucked away in the closet. She remembered Emily mentioning how Max used to love playing music with his father. Without hesitation, she retrieved the guitar and cleaned it. When David arrived for his daily visit, Anna greeted him with the instrument. "Mr. Harrison, I heard that you and Max used to play together. Maybe he'd like to hear some music again." David froze, staring at the guitar with a mix of longing and pain. Slowly, he took it from her and sat beside Max's bed. His fingers, once so confident on the strings, hesitated before he began to play a soft, familiar melody. The notes floated through the room, filling it with warmth that had long been absent. As David played, Anna noticed something incredible. a tear sliding down Max's cheek. "Mr. Harrison," she whispered, her heart racing. "Look." David stopped playing, his eyes wide as he saw the tear. "Emily," he shouted. "Come here, quick." Emily rushed into the room, her heart pounding. When she saw the tear on Max's face, her hands flew to her mouth, and she fell to her knees beside her son. "Max, can you hear us?" she cried, her voice filled with a mix of hope and disbelief. The room was silent except for the soft hum of the machines, but in that moment time seemed to stand still. That small tear so easily overlooked was a sign that Max was still there, still fighting. Over the next few days, David and Emily were more determined than ever. They sought a second medical opinion, something they hadn't done since the initial diagnosis. The new doctor, after reviewing Max's records, delivered shocking news. "We were wrong," the doctor said quietly, his voice heavy with regret. "Max's condition isn't as irreversible as we initially thought. There's a chance, a small one, but a chance that he could recover with the right treatment." Emily felt her knees go weak, overwhelmed by the news. What do we do now?" she asked, her voice trembling. The doctor explained a new treatment plan, one that would be difficult and uncertain, but it was hope, something the Harrisons had long given up on. The first sign of improvement came a few weeks later. Max's fingers twitched, a movement so slight it could have been missed. But Emily saw it and her heart leaped. "David! He moved!" she cried. Max's recovery was slow, but with each day he showed more signs of life. His eyes fluttered open one morning, and though he was confused and weak, that small spark of life filled Emily and David with a renewed sense of purpose. The Harrison family, once shattered by guilt and grief, began to heal. They worked together to support Max through his rehabilitation, and their love for each other grew stronger with every passing day. The home once filled with sorrow was now a place of hope and healing. One afternoon, as Max sat in the garden, his parents by his side, Emily approached Anna, her eyes brimming with gratitude. "We can never repay you for what you've done, Anna. You brought us back to life. You reminded us of the power of love, of faith and hope." Anna smiled, humbled by the praise. "I just did what I could. Max is a fighter, and so are you." As Max laughed with his father, Emily turned to Anna. "We were lost, but you helped us find our way. We owe everything to you." That night, back in her modest apartment, Anna knelt to say her nightly prayer. Her phone rang and it was the hospital. A new family needed her help. With a serene smile, Anna prepared for her next assignment. She knew her journey as a healer was far from over. As she drifted off to sleep, she reflected on everything the Harrisons had taught her. That love, faith, and perseverance could rekindle even the faintest light in the darkest of times. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let us know what you thought by rating this story from 1 to 5. And before you go, check out the next video on your screen. See you soon on Warrior for Justice.